Today I'm going to change the thermostat in my truck. I've been losing coolant through the gasket here, and I'm hoping this housing isn't pitted because I didn't buy another housing, and I really didn't want to change the housing because then you almost wreck the hose trying to get it off. And the coolant, you can see where it's been running down in here. Right now there's no antifreeze, but usually after I'm running it for a while and I shut it off, like the next day, I'll see some coolant down here. Permatex here. A lot of guys put them on dry, but I always like to use the Permatex non-hardening on the gasket. I went out to Benny's and picked up this plastic drain thing for the coolant so I can recover it. I don't want to use an oil pan because it's contaminated with oil, so this is going to be strictly for the antifreeze. I'm going to slide that up. And this has been off for 2 hours, so it's just barely warm, so the pressure should be out of this. So you never open up a radiator cap when the coolant is hot. Press down, we'll get that off. Okay. I'm going to have to take all this off to get my wrenches in there, but right now I'm going to turn the petcock here, get my hands in there. Yeah, we'll let that drain. Unfortunately, it runs on the damn cowling here. I hate that. There's not much I can do about it. That's the way she drains off. Let that drain out down to as much the complete radiator out, so that we don't have all this coolant coming off of the engine here. So we let that completely drain down here. Now I got to get a 1/2 inch to release this. Sounds like all the water's out of it, so it should be okay. We'll just leave the petcock open on the drain there of the radiator, and we'll get that opened up here. I'm using a 6-point socket. This case it's a 3/8 inch. Hopefully I don't have to go up to a 1/2 inch drive. Okay, well, we got a 3/8 drive, 3/8 socket, 1/2 inch socket, 3/8 drive I should say. And I pre-loosened these already off camera. Try to get as much of this stuff off as I can so it doesn't get into the engine when I pull this thermostat out of here. It's all this cardboard. That's the problem with using Permatex or anything like that, is you got a hell of a job cleaning it, but I don't like putting it on. I don't like putting a gasket on without some kind of sealant on it. I don't like putting them on dry. The best thing I found to clean these off is a nice single edge razor blade like I got here. And you want these clean like that. I got to spend a little more time on that. What we're going to do is see if I can clean this part up. What I usually do when the surface is like this, so I like to lightly sand it using a block of wood. This isn't a perfect piece of block of wood, but it's flat and it'll do the job to get the best surface. smooth, you know, any high spots. There, and he's still got some crap in there. So, I think I'm going to finish that up with some solvent and try to clean that up a little bit more with some solvent. And we'll get right back on this video when I'm done with that. Now, before I put these bolts back in, I'm going to clean them off in the shed with a wire brush. Okay, you can see with a tiny bit of oil on the threads, very little, cleaned off with a wire brush, so they're ready to be put back together again. Alright, and then go put some Permatex on the housing here. Get this stuff off my fingers. We'll just set this down a minute here. Alright, I got the Permatex on the bottom part here. Now this is the part of the job that I don't like. Putting this down and always hoping to get the gasket don't slide or the thermostat don't slide or whatever. So now with those nice clean bolts, it's just so easy to get him out of line here. Now you just go back and forth and hand tighten them, and then gently snug them up very slowly back and forth here. So that you're not tightening one side more than the other. This is the guy that's making all the noise over here that you heard earlier. He gets fed well, he just got to have attention, that's all. Now, these will have to be tightened again after the engine warms up. You have to bring them down a little bit again. Don't go crazy on these now because you can strip them out. This is not going to be easy here. We're going to try because this funnel don't fit in here very tight. So far it's not leaking. So far. But we're going to put some more coolant in. Okay, she's running and there's still got some water that could be added. Coolant, I should say, because I tried to add it too quick here and it ran over. In here she looks good. That funny little noise you hear, and this is the speed solenoid. It was broken, so the computer keeps wanting to speed the engine up. I put a mechanical idle in there. You can't see it under the air cleaner too well. A bolt and a thread. You can probably see it back here. Anyways, the engine runs at about 1500 RPM, but when it's real cold in the morning, she'll run real slow, and this thing here is going zzz, 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 zzz. I can feel the vibration in it now. The motor's going. But that's $125 for that piece. I can't afford that, so it's been like that for the 5 years I've had the truck, and it passes emission with flying colors, so there's no problem there. I'm going to finish putting in the coolant. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it.